I'm trying to run faster than you. I'm trying to push my weight than you. It's just like, I want to be the best at everything I do. Not just the boxing aspect. I don't want to be in front of the camera as something I'm not. I want to be in front of the camera as who I am, not as a facade or not as a persona that I've created to satisfy people. I'm in here of survival instincts. Like I'm fit, I'm in shape, and I'm strong.
He has, without doubt, physically been completely blessed in terms of his physique, the speed, the power, stamina. To be honest, he's the whole package. We're dealing with Mr. Excitement of this generation.
Whenever I'm in the middle of a fight or walking up to the ring or preparing for a fight, I just acknowledge the kind of concept of like, yo, I'm only here because I deserve to be here.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to another episode of the Spade.Fit series. Today I'm joined by one of London's top boxing prospects, whose meteoric rise through the amateur ranks earned him a coveted spot on the Olympic boxing team podium squad. With over 40 wins under his belt, including an international gold medal at the GB tournament in Finland last year, 2 consecutive silver medals at the ABA Elite National Championships, and a national title victory at the National Senior Development Championships in London. We're now ahead of his highly anticipated pro debut. I'm very pleased to introduce Cameron Mckay.
Thank you
So much for coming, my friend.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Cameron, you've been boxing since you were 16 years old. What first attracted you to the sport, and what actually made you feel like it was the right place to channel your energy as a child?
To be honest, I feel like at the time, there wasn't much around. So it was like, you didn't have much to choose from. There wasn't much sense of direction, especially like for me at that age, and especially coming from where I came from, it was more so like, what was you gonna do? And I was always athletic. So I was good at sports. I could run, I could jump, I could go forever. And I was explosive. So it was like, I'm 16, what am I actually gonna do? I thought, okay, maybe I can fight a little bit. So I took it upon myself to kind of just think, okay, cool, let me give it a shot. And I never saw myself being a boxer. I never thought I was gonna make a career out of it. I didn't even identify as a boxer. People would call me a boxer and I'd be like, nah. But then over time, I started to realize I'm in here every day.
Yeah,
I'm here all the time. I'm actually running when I ain't got nothing to do. So it was like, I feel like really and truthfully it just happened.
Was it the fact that you had a role model, or that you wanted to be a role model, that made you want to push towards becoming an athlete?
I think role models is the most significant part of my journey, because I fell into this because I didn't have role models where I could look up and say, okay, cool, I want to be just like you. I didn't have that. So it was like, I could see people around me and from the area I was in, and it's like, I didn't want to live like that. But I didn't see another way of making something of myself without doing sport, because everyone who I saw like me, it was like, there was either a rapper, there was a there was an athlete. And it was like, okay, cool. I, funny enough, became an athlete. But then, not only that, it's like, I've seen that I started to believe in myself a lot more. I started to develop as a character. Eventually, I started to believe that, really and truthfully, I want to be the role model for people that I didn't have. So it became a big part of my journey, just looking at like what role models are and do for people in general anyway. It is and was at the center of my development as a boxer, and in the ring and outside the ring.
And along the way, you're finding out what kind of role model you want to be.
Definitely,
what kind of person you see yourself becoming.
Definitely, I feel like boxing developed me as a character, and it was just like, the better person I became, the better boxer I became, and the better boxer I became, the better person I became. So I was like, nah, this is actually where boxing built me as an individual. And it put me in a position where I can develop my mindset, develop my attitudes, and develop my way of life, be more disciplined, and be more positive as well, because I wasn't necessarily coming from a positive area, and there wasn't much prosperity in the area at the time as well. So it was more like kind of give me an opportunity to do something different with my life and be more inspirational to other people around me.
A lot of the people that you would have come up with on the amateur circuit had been boxing from a really young age, where their parents had introduced them to the sport. And as a result, they get that support with their school, with their training, with their nutrition. But you, as someone who decided for yourself that boxing is what you wanted to do, you now have to regulate your own training, your own sleep, your own studies, your own everything. You have to be really independent. How did that impact your view on the sport?
I got into boxing because my granddad, he liked it, but my mom was scared, and then my granddad kept my secret from me. So he took me to the gym one time, and then kept the secret for a little bit, but nah, he helped me a lot. As I was older, and I was doing it by myself, it made a big difference because I was coming to the end of school. No one knew anything about boxing. No one knew anything about being a professional athlete, whether you're being paid or not. Like, nobody knew anything about it. It was good because at the end of the day, it's like, I value the fact that my story is bespoke to me. I definitely value that. And if anything had been different, then I probably wouldn't be sat here talking to you now, which is a privilege in itself. So, to be fair, I don't even really look at it as a good or a bad thing. I just kind of acknowledge it and I value it as well because I think I was allowed to do the sport and my journey my way instead of having to follow in the footsteps of another person, which really could affect you negatively. I've seen it happen plenty of times. So I was fortunate but unfortunate.
Like, it was freeing, right? You have the opportunity to carve any path you want. In your 6th amateur fight, you boxed a European Gold Medalist.
Yeah.
Now, I can only imagine the experience, the feeling that you had at the time.
You know what's crazy? I had no idea who he was on the day. Because you know what, like I have a good coach, and he just threw me in the deep end. Like, he believed in me. So with me not having anyone to help me and like dictate what I was doing, or like no one was there to set the foundation and be like, yeah, this is how you're gonna do what you need to do. No one was there to tell me that. So I found that self-belief where I was like, whenever I'm in the middle of a fight or walking up to the ring or preparing for a fight, I just acknowledged the kind of concept of like, yo, I'm only here because I deserve to be here. Whether it was European Gold Medalist or not, I wasn't even thinking that. I was also focused on me. So I had no idea who he was. I had no idea what he had done or won. I'm just here to fight.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that being thrown in the deep end, intense pressure in such an early stage of your career, motivated you even more?
To a degree. To be fair, like, I just didn't really put that much focus on it. Because boxing is a dangerous game, so I was more focused on, let me survive. And I performed very well. That was one of my best performances at the time. So it was like, I think weight on my shoulder brings the best out of me. There's a lot of people, you put weight on their shoulders, they fumble and they crumble, they fold. Like, it highlighted to me that I'm not that guy. Yeah. I'm never going to be the one that's going to crumble and fold under pressure.
You know that you rise to the occasion.
Exactly. You couldn't instill fear into me because of a hard challenge. It's just not going to happen. And that's one of the moments of my career where it's like, it's highlighted. Because it was a step up in levels for sure. Like, you could tell who he was when I got in the ring with him. But it was like, okay, this guy isn't a novice. Whereas I was at the time, and I put in a good performance. So I'm happy.
Just a few fights later, you box his twin brother.
Yeah.
Now, I can only imagine the feeling of being against a competitor that looks so familiar, that isn't familiar. You haven't boxed with him before. Yeah. But beating him, what did that do for your mindset, for your confidence going forward?
Hey, that was the rematch before the rematch. But nah, it was good. For me, because that was like a few fights later, I think maybe 3 or 4 fights after that. So, for me, I knew who these people was now. I was familiar with who they was. And they was making noise on the scene. So, when I got in the ring there with them, it was, I'm not trying to box you. I'm trying to fight you.
What's the difference?
Well, when you're boxing someone, like, boxing is an art. There's a style to it. But whereas fighting, that's like, I'm in here of survival instincts. Yeah. Like, I'm fit, I'm in shape, and I'm strong. I intended to win the fight through physicality. And knowing who he was, it was like, I wasn't gonna do that with you. Like, I know that's your game. I was never gonna do that with you. To be fair, I had to really ride off my own aggression. And to be fair, I had fun. I had a lot of fun in there. And I think like beating him was very rewarding because that was my first London title. Like, out of my 5 titles, that was the first one. I felt like I really earned it because I had to overcome the loss to his twin brother and boxing the favorite in the tournament. I'm having to box expectations, the pressure on me. I'm having to overcome everything, and I did it. So yeah, it was important.
So over the course of your career, you've had all of these huge and momentous challenges, and it actually earned you a spot to train on the podium squad.
Yeah.
Now, walk me through a bit about the difference or the shift in intensity and talent as soon as you entered the Olympic circuit.
The only thing that really separates you at that level is your attitude and what you do. Now, we're all almost equal to each other. Like, we're the best in the country, the best in the continent, the best in the world. The only thing that separates you is your lifestyle, how you live, the decisions you make. When it came into the training, you adapt. Like, you have to adapt to the training regime, training 2-3 times a day, 3 times a day most of the time. And that was that was something, it took maybe about 4 to 6 weeks to get used to. And then you build on the intensity, you get more comfortable in the environment. And it became routine, it became normal for me. So I really enjoyed it because I love what I do. But then in regards to competition and like living amongst these people, a lot of these guys were my heroes before I even got into Team GB. It was a privilege because, remember, I was still quite novice. I got into GB with quite a few fights. So where I've got on, there's people that was there 2, 3, 4 years before me, sometimes 5 years before me. And I got into boxing, I'm watching stories about these people, watching their fights, and then it's like, I'm living with them and they become my brothers, they became my friends. So it was like, you know, honestly, I felt like a complete different person being up there, and I loved it. Like, it was a dream of mine.
With competition like that, you really have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
How did you become better to make sure that you can give your idols a good competition, give them a good match?
I got a competitive nature. So for me, it was like, yeah, you're my idol and I look up to you, and like, you're also my brother, but I'm here for nothing more than competition. Like, it's not personal. I like you as an individual, but it's like, even some of my guys, like, I'm competitive with everything. Like, we go on the track, I'm trying to run faster than you. I'm trying to push my weight than you. It's just like, I'm just that kind of way. Like, I want to be the best at everything I do, not just the boxing aspect, to be fair. So it's like, it was enjoyable because I got to be competitive amongst guys who are well respected, and I got to be competitive amongst guys who are very good at what they do. It's like, you know, the term iron sharpens iron. Yeah. Like, the better I get, the better you get. And you being at this level is only going to make me rise to that too. So I loved mixing it with them as well.
And you kept proving your ability to rise to the occasion. Because last year you took an international gold medal at the GB tournament in Finland.
Yeah.
When you're facing such high-level competition and winning, what did that do for your confidence? What did it do to inspire you to become a professional?
That was the biggest one. Like, I'll definitely say the GB tournament was the biggest thing for me because I had boxed and beat a 2-time Olympian. That instantly puts me in the mix and like, yo, I'm just as good as you. And I beat you, so I must be better than you. So that was the biggest thing for me. So for my confidence, it's like, I thought on my day and with making the right decisions, I didn't feel like I was gonna get beat. I still don't think I get beat, to be fair. Like, with the right training, with the right eating, with the right routine. Because remember, at boxing, when you get to that higher level, there's only so much that separates us. And I'm very confident in my ability to make the right decisions because I did it. And I've seen what I can really achieve, especially mixing it with guys who are at that level where skill is similar, physicality is similar. All these things are so like evenly matched. It's like, okay, what is it in me that separates me from them? I'm very confident in that.
What is the actual core mindset that pulls you through tough situations when you're in the ring and out?
Survival. Failure is an option for me. The best way I can really say it is I train and I work like my life depends on it, because it does. You feel me? So I can say, yeah, cool, I might still be, by definition, I'll still be alive after this fight. But is my life going to be what I thought it was going to be? No. Is my life going to be the same? Probably not. So the life as I know it, with the ambition that I have for myself, that's on the line every time I step in the ring, whether that's in sparring or whether that's in fighting. Everything that I believe and I work for and I aim and aspire to achieve, it's like, bro, that's all on the line every time I step. And that doesn't start, like I said, it doesn't start in sparring. It doesn't start when I get in the ring. It starts when I wake up and I go on my run. Everything I do leads to the moment that brings me in front of my opponent. And that's what really gets me going.
You mentioned that you train as if the cameras are always on you.
Yeah.
And that's such an interesting philosophy, because it's like life is just a big dramatization of your rise to the top.
It's lovely.
What inspired that philosophy?
Because at the end of the day, it's like, whatever people see on the cameras, it's built on what I'm doing now. Like, when I'm not on the camera, you're just seeing the finished product of what I was practicing way back when. So, like I said, I train like my life depends on it. I train like I'm in front of the cameras. I talk like I'm in front of the cameras naturally now, because it's just something that's like, I'm very authentic. I don't want to be in front of the camera as something I'm not. I want to be in front of the cameras and not just cameras in general, but in the ring, in front of the crowd, around people in my day-to-day as who I am, not as a facade or not as a persona that I've created to satisfy people.
There's something you said the last time I saw you, which I still think about quite often, which is, since you're in this room and I'm in this room, then we must have something in common.
Yeah.
That whatever room that you step into, you've earned your place there. Do you have to actually tap into that mindset in order to battle against anxiety or stress? Or do you know for a fact all the time that the work that you've put in has earned you the spot wherever you are?
I did have to actively do that at one point. But that's the thing, like, I'm very transparent. I'm never going to act as if I'm something I'm not. I'm human, and as we all are. So when it comes to the things like that, what you practice is what you become. If you practice being fearless enough, it's only a matter of time before you actually are fearless. So when it came on to adopting that kind of mindset and recognizing, bro, we're only here in the same place because we have at least one thing in common, it's like, eventually you overcome things like imposter syndrome to a degree. And that's a process. Like, you don't wake up like that. You know what I'm saying? So at one point I did have to actively think and remind myself that. But then,
did it feel like you were faking it at the time until you made it?
I wouldn't say faking it, only because I did truly believe it. But it's a program. Like, no one's ever bigger than the program.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to really remind yourself, like, I believed it, but how am I wired? Yeah. I had to design myself in a way which would allow me to be successful and comfortable everywhere I went. And I did that.
You mentioned that you fell in love with boxing once you fell in love with yourself. What is it that boxing brings out of you? What does it do to make you grow as a person?
I'm at my healthiest when I'm in the gym because, number one, the discipline is unmatched. Like, there's nothing in this world that I've been exposed to that will bring the best out of me. I box and I'm in the best shape of my life. For me to get in the ring and be opposite someone, I'm ready to perform in front of the entire world as I know it. It's like, no, I have to be in the right mindset. I have to understand the ways in which you're supposed to look after yourself, both mentally and physically. So it's like, I have to be in love with myself because I have to be the nicest person and think to myself that I've ever been exposed to. Like, I have to treat myself better than I've ever seen. And
you kind of compared yourself to Ermac from Mortal Kombat as like this collection of souls.
Yeah, definitely.
Or the collection of the people that have trained you, supported you, loved you, fought you. How important is it to have this network around you of people that are Team Cameron in order to build not only your ability as a fighter but your mental health?
Amazing. Like, it's serious. Like, it's very important because when you acknowledge everything around you that's contributed to who you are, you can accept yourself for who you really are. And when I look around and I see how much time my coaches have put into me, how much support I've gotten from people around me, how much trials and tribulations, I can deal with myself very true to myself. And I think that's something to give you confidence anyway, because I can look at myself in the mirror and I can look at myself and be proud.
Yeah. What's it like training with Lennox Lewis? I have to know.
I'll train with Lennox.
I mean, you've even sparred with Chris Kongo, no?
Yeah,
what does it mean to be so close to your idols, man?
You know what? Now that I've built a relationship with like people like Chris Kongo, like, that's my dog. Bro, it's dope, man. I love sparring. Like, that opportunity, bro, it done a lot for me at the time when I was younger. So it was great because without people like him, I would have never saw myself as being who I am. Like, if it wasn't for a lot of the people that I watched growing up, I wouldn't have thought I could have achieved what I achieved. Like, I would say now, even with guys like Jamie DKV, if there wasn't no him, there would probably be no me. Like, definitely, I always pay homage to that. So it was good. And like, training with guys like Lennox was around before I was around. So it was like, I didn't get to watch much of his fights growing up, but he's Jamaican, I'm Jamaican, we had a lot in common. So it was like, to me, when I was with him, and he's so humble as well, it was almost like being around a family member. And he is so knowledgeable. Like, he's gonna, undisputed world champion, like, he's gonna show you things that not a lot of people in boxing know anyway, coaches and boxers themselves. So like, it was an experience to be very like, it's an experience that I value quite a lot. I learned stuff that a lot of people don't learn in their entire life.
If you were to look back on your career 10 to 15 years from now, and you're viewing the perfect career,
yeah,
what is it in that career that you want to be most remembered for?
I want to be remembered for being the fighter that never said no. Like, I want to be remembered for, like, every time you see a Cameron Mckay fight, it's like, yeah, I enjoyed myself. Yeah, I had the time of my life. Like, I aim to bring excitement. I aim to display all of my attributes. So I don't ever want to let people down in that aspect. Like, win, lose, or draw, I want people to remember me for the guy who's like, when you see Cameron Mckay's name on the bill, you run from the bar, you run from your house, and you go straight to ringside. You have to be up close and personal, especially if I'm fighting. Like, I intend to bring nothing more than just like pure entertainment and excitement. And I love to fight too, so I want to achieve a lot of things. Like, everybody wants to be a world champion. Everybody wants to reach the top of the game, so that doesn't separate me from them. But I want to be recognized as a guy who's like, if you're watching him, it's going to be a good one.
Well, look, you're relentless. You never give up. You're always chasing more. And the road to reach that, there are a few steps in between. So over the next few years, what should we expect from you? What can we expect from Cameron Mckay?
Over the next few years, I definitely want at least A title, 100%. Like, I'm turning professional this year now. And within the next few years, I do want some jewelry around my waist. Most definitely. Like, I don't just want to be a pro and I don't have much to show for it. I've achieved a lot in the amateurs and I want to achieve a lot in the pros, but we've got to start somewhere, and I'm in for the ride.
You've already got some jewelry around the shelf. You've got gold medals, national titles. What's the accomplishment that you're so much more proud of?
The GB medal. Mainly, but that's only for one reason, because I said to myself when I was, I think 15 or 16, I was young and I'd played sports, but I'd never boxed or played for England. I got into Team GB and I'd never boxed for England before at the time. So what I really wanted to do, it wasn't even just about winning. It wasn't even just about medaling. What was doing it for me was the fact that I wanted to put on an England vest and represent the country. Like, I wanted to box as a representative of England or Great Britain. And that's why I say that medaling for GB on like 3 different occasions. It's like, cool. That was it, because I said to myself before I even had my first fight, like, if I'm gonna do this, that's where I want to go. So it was like, medal aside and all that stuff, it was within myself and personal to me, the fact that I said to myself, I'm gonna do something, I really want to do something, and I actually did it. Because I think that's the first time that happened for me, to be fair.
Oh, this was awesome. Representing you, man.
I appreciate that.